What?
We should enter being all.
No, Rico's not here.
Oh, okay, we'll save it for him.
Oh.
Okay, all right.
Choked on my spit. Okay, ready?
Yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers. Cheers.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. These limes are good.
They are good.
Mm.
What's up, guys?
Hey guys.
Sorry, that lime is very
Sour?
yeah.
That's why I put the salt on the lime.
Oh,
It helps.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
Well, hey guys,
Hi.
welcome to Talaveras and Tequilas, to episode 5.
Cinco.
This is Daniel Talavera.
This is Anna Talavera.
That's funny.
Why?
I don't know,
I haven't even
'cause we're
changed my
married.
last name yet.
So, if you guys haven't already, be sure to be following us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram,
TikTok.
and TikTok. the Talavera Studios. That's the most biggest one. If you want to follow our personal stuff too, you can. But
Yeah.
Talavera Studios.
What? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
And if you haven't already either, be sure to click that subscribe button for YouTube. That's one of the biggest things that we're trying to get is subscribers. Yeah, that's one of our next step goals is to get to 200. We're what at the moment we're like 56 away.
Yeah.
So we're trying to get to 200 because it is a mission to get to that point.
Yeah. It's hard to get people to like actually subscribe to YouTube. Like it's like yeah. But yeah, right now we just want to get as many subscribers as we can.
Yeah.
We have a lot of we actually have a lot of like big goals, but that's gonna be like our next step.
Yeah, it's like the next step.
Yeah, and then we also have the Buy Me a Coffee.
Oh yeah.
So the link will be shared in the description.
If you want to support this channel, if you're already like subscribing and liking all that, but if you want to support it more, you can donate to us through Buy Me a Coffee, Talavera Studios, which is in the description below.
Yeah.
That just helps us to obtain more equipment, because it's not just podcasting that we do. We do travel for like wedding videos, and we need more equipment for lights and a second camera. Also, just so we can get additional guests onto the podcast, so we can travel even further for that.
And one of those like cool like coolers, because right now it's hotter than a motherfucker.
It's hotter than a motherfucker in this house right now. It's like
children.
Oh yeah, that's the other thing too. Yes,
obviously we cuss and we drink.
So we're not suggesting for your children to be watching our podcast unless if you're with them or anything like that. But
yeah, I mean, if they have your permission, it's cool or whatever. But you know what I mean. Like,
just our podcast is
it's not meant for children. Yeah, it's not meant for kids or like even like people that are underage. Like Yeah. So all we're saying is
we're just saying be careful.
That's it. And you know what I mean. You know what I mean, right?
Yeah, I know what you mean. You know what I mean, right?
Dude, my fucking I'm so sweaty right now. I feel like I could just slide off this chair if I move wrong.
Oh man.
Hot damn.
God damn. So if you guys saw the title for this episode, it is called Brujerias.
What?
Brujerias. Yeah. Brujerias.
Softy.
Brujerias.
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 Softer D.
Brujerias.
There you go. Yay, he did it. Woohoo.
I can't do it. I can't. I hate it.
You know what? The more you say that you can't do it, like the more you're speaking that shit into existence. So be careful with what you say.
It sucks, guys.
That kind of
really
goes
sucks.
with
So
our topics, though. So.
Yeah, it does. It does.
Affirmation.
So we thought of this
challenge.
So if you guys, I'm very challenged with
learning a second language.
Learning a second language. It's been years. Obviously, we've been dating forever. For her, Spanish was like her first language, right?
Yeah, my first language, because my parents moved here from Mexico. My parents and my brother, and I was like the first one to be born in the United States.
Yeah.
So Spanish was my first language, and yeah, so
And
it's like I would like for you to learn Spanish, not just because of like my family or whatever, but just because it's like it's good to have that, you know.
Yeah, definitely.
Especially for the area that we live in, and if you want to go to Mexico.
I know. It's like every time we go somewhere, or even just like around when we first started dating and everything like that, when I was like around her family and they were speaking Spanish like to me, I'd be like,
he'd be all no sabo.
I'd look at her like
what the fuck?
Help me.
I was scared, and I'm just like, you don't know Spanish? God, grow up. But even like, you know, just like basic shit. But yeah, so what I want to do is get y'all like to give him like phrases or words that he should learn.
Yeah.
So we're gonna do like a little segment and teach him like a little bit of like Spanish.
So if you were to like drop a comment being like, have him say this sentence,
like a little challenge type shit.
Yeah, something like that. Just so like every time we get on here, what is the topic of the, or not topic of the day,
word of the day.
Word of the day, the sentence of the day for me to speak in Spanish, so eventually I can do it. What are we drinking today?
Today we are drinking tequila.
Of course, we're always drinking tequila, but like,
we're just drinking our little ovens.
Yeah, just our traditional good thing to go. And also the way we're drinking it too is just your traditional tequila way as well,
with salt and lime. Except it's not regular salt. It's like lime flavored, and it also has like more sugar than regular lime salt.
Oh,
that's but why it's also we're starting with like half a bottle just because my birthday was this weekend. This past weekend. So
happy birthday. Happy late birthday.
Thanks.
How old are you now? 30?
No, I'm 27.
Oh yes, that's right. You've been 27 for 5 years.
No. I was 25 for 5 years, and then after that I went back down. Yeah. Anyways.
So the reason why our title of this episode is Brujerias.
What does that mean?
Brujerias. Witchcraft. Witches. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Just a witch. Just a witch. Just a witch doing witchy things.
Yeah. Witchy things.
Witchy things.
Literally witchy things. Brujerias.
And so like last week we had this question about like some spooky moments or whatever, and we talked about supernatural things like that. So that kind of gave some inspiration for this episode. There's like, oh man, there's so much to talk about. And let's do it. Like, let's do it.
Yeah, no, like that's such a like big like subject or whatever, and it's like, dude, we're just gonna make the whole last episode about that shit.
Yeah.
And it's not just that, but it's like also just like people's like superstitions and just shit like that. And if you know me, then you know that like I'm into that kind of shit.
I mean, look at her arm. Your tattoo. It's a witch.
I don't know. Can you see it?
Kind of. It's there. Whatever. I think I can kind of see it. You guys get the idea.
It's cute. But yeah. Obviously, like, I love Halloween, but obviously, like, witches are just, like, I don't know. I've just always been, like, fascinated by that kind of shit. So, like,
what is a witch?
It's a lady that, you know, mixes shit in her cauldron and then she goes, just kidding. It's somebody that puts curses on people and plays with the devil and... No, not really.
Yeah.
No,
so honestly, anytime you see anybody with the... What is it called? A pentagram.
People are always, like, assuming, like, oh, my God, you're a devil worshiper. Yeah. And it's like, dude, that's ignorant as fuck. Yeah. But honestly...
It's just the very... Oh, sorry, what were you going to say?
No, good.
Oh, I was going to say, it's a very high folklore of witches being evil and eating children and just doing all, and it just been passed down to where it's a widespread of like witches are a source of evil, but yet once you like actually like dive into it,
it's really witches not are very serious. It's not that serious.
I mean, there is some cases of that, of like witches being pure evil and doing things like that, but for the most part, witches are more naturists.
Hippies.
Right? Yeah.
Nah, it's like how do I even like put it into words? Nowadays, now the new age, new wave, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, definitely. Because I was gonna say that there's every story you look at, there's some sort of
something.
Witch.
A witch
stuff.
is considered somebody to be like just in tune with nature, and somebody that in tune with literally like nature and works with all of the elements to for like medicinal stuff.
Yeah.
Herbs, remedies. Basically, they pray, like as in like pray, not like pray, to like nature. You know what I mean?
P-R-A-Y.
Huh? Yeah.
P-R-A-Y.
Yeah.
Not P-R-E-Y.
Yeah. So it's just somebody that's just really in tune with nature, and everything around you. Basically, working with energy and just being super open-minded about everything that's going on.
You want to take another shot?
Sure. And
it's like, let's just...
I don't know.
Just do it.
Just a bunch of natural stuff.
Oof.
Natural, supernatural. It honestly
it has that like smoky afterbirth smell.
Smoky afterbirth. Honestly, it really varies just because like there's a lot of definitions for different people depending on what you believe in.
Yeah.
But yeah. It's funny because whenever we worked at the Bees, there was this dishwasher. Well, I don't know if he still works there, but there's this dishwasher and he didn't speak English. But he would talk shit to everybody, like jokingly, and he would like point out certain people and be like, "Fea, tú eres una fea. What's up, feo?" Or like, gordo or flaca, or like, he had little nicknames for everybody. And the nickname that he gave me was fucking bruja, and I was like, why?
Didn't he give me a nickname?
Probably he probably called you feo.
Did he?
I don't know. I don't remember. My friend.
Yeah. I gave him red one time, I think. I mean, we're going to dabble into a bunch of superstitions and dreams and things like this and, all this spooky stuff. But
bunch of cool shit.
We're not necessarily saying that we are experts on this or that we learned all this stuff. It's mostly just based off of
our own
experiences and just like how we feel about it and just how we feel about it.
Yeah,
it's like
sure.
We've not thought about this, but we've talked
about this so many times before and with like other people. We've had all these conversations before, but it's like,
and even before like we were even together, we still had like our own separate experiences of
spooky shit
and just like dabbling in figuring stuff out.
Yeah, spiritualism.
And tell me that.
Oh, sorry.
This sugar salt.
So first we're going to talk a little bit about some urban legends.
Cheers, guys.
That we've heard about.
Urban legends that we know about and that are around here, and
we'll see where it goes.
Yeah,
Good luck.
Let's just go see where it goes.
I love when the lime is fresh. What happened?
Oh, the bottle. The bottle peed on me.
Oh, fuck. Oh, the condensation and shit?
The condensation.
The what?
Condensation. I could be like a...
No, dude, like you... There's like lime.
Oh, it's been there the whole time, hasn't it?
Condensation, there was a big old like spit.
Was that just right now, or has it been there the whole time?
I think it was just right now, because I didn't notice it before.
Okay, because if it's been there the whole time, that's embarrassing.
Oh my
whatever.
God. Anyways.
Like when people are at the bar, whenever they're like talking in your face and stuff, and they're just like shit all over them. You're just like, I don't want to be rude, but you got like stuff.
Crumbs. I hate whenever I'm like, oh, hold on, and I do this to somebody, and then they're all, and I'm like, what the fuck, dude? Like, chill. Like, hold on. I'm trying to be your wingman. Let me get this fucking moco out of your chin.
It's so funny. Like whenever that happens, whenever
someone goes like this, like, oh, let me get this.
Yeah, there's times.
Like, I'm looking out for you. Like,
right.
I'm gonna be the person that tells you, like, hey, come here, you got fucking lipstick in your teeth, or you got boogers everywhere.
I'll be all like, like, get it.
You're sick.
No, I know, but like, even if like if we met them the first time or whatever, people are really comfortable sometimes. Well, majority of the time, to where they're just talking at me, and I'm like, wait, hold on. You had an eyelash on you.
Ow.
And they're all, oh, thanks, bud.
Put down my whisker. Just kidding.
They're all, oh, thanks, bud. I'm like, yeah, sure. No problem.
You're like, anyways, what were we saying? And then they like lock eyes with you, and they're like, I don't know.
We're going to talk about not all of them, but just whatever we know.
The ones that we know.
But if you know any that you want to share, put it in the comments below. Like, share your urban legend story or share your superficial story. Yeah, if we didn't cover anything specifically or anything that you find relatable towards.
Yeah, because like I said earlier, like this is like just like a really big like subject, especially for us. It's like it's not like our life revolves around it, but we just experienced like a lot of crazy shit.
Yeah, because like you said, witches are in tune with nature, and I believe that we are very
in tune with nature.
Well, we are those people that are very in tune with nature.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's not just like nature, but like, like spiritual. We're very spiritual. Like we're basically hippies, but like, whatever.
Whatever. We don't look the part at all whatsoever.
Yeah. And I'm going to say real quick, like I do fuck with witchcraft, but it's not like the evil, like, ooh, like put a curse on somebody or like shit like that. It's not what you think it is. It's never what you think it is.
I got it.
Anyways, the lechuza.
The lechuza.
The lechuza. So what do you think is a lechuza, or what do you know of it?
What do I know of it? Of like as an urban legend wise, or
anything,
like
just anything.
Accurately.
Both.
So
okay, so urban legend. Okay, well.
So, I guess, like, in a way, lechuza overall is an owl.
It's an owl. It's
more specific, not just any owl, but it's more specifically towards a barn owl.
The white one.
Because every time there is...
The Deftones one.
Yeah, the Deftones one that have, like, that like, circle around it, really white face.
Those are so fucking
black
cool.
eyes,
I fucking love those.
Sharp-ass beak. They are really cool. Like, those are one of my favorite owls, too.
One of my favorite animals
ever since I was like young, I really was fascinated with owls. Yeah. And seeing a barn owl was like, that is really freaking cool, man.
Yeah, those owls. It is. Owls are fucking badass.
So it's always been depicted as if there is an owl around about, it is a
lechuza.
Well, lechuza, but it's shape shifted from a witch or something like that of the sort, right?
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, like it's a sign of.
It's a bad
omen. That's what it is. A bad omen.
But obviously, it depends on what you believe.
Yeah. I remember I got spooked out from a bad omen of a barn owl.
Why? When?
Let's see. It was yesterday. No, I was getting into my freshman year. So
like the summer.
Yeah. So it was that year, and it was when I was part of the Maverick Helpers.
Oh, okay.
So we had this trip up in Silver City near Cliff. Just a handful of us, and we were watching Twilight on one of those days. That's when it first came out. And we were all just there hanging out, and then like we all started bonding with each other, like just sharing like personal stories and things like that, right?
Did you gather around the campfire and sing a campfire song?
No, we were actually just in a cabin.
Boo.
Yeah, we were in one of those cabins. Whatever, just sharing, bonding, things like that. And as we are like, okay, like it's time to like go our separate ways, to go into our own, like the girls had their place to sleep and the boys had their place to sleep.
Yeah.
So we're all walking out, and then as we walk out on the branch, just like looking at the cabin, was a barn owl. And it was just there, just
ew.
And everyone just got really spooked out about it, because it's like, I mean, everybody was kind of not talking about freaky shit, but
it was like late at night.
Like everybody was sharing superficial stories.
Superficial or supernatural?
Superficial.
Oh.
Superficial? Yeah, I guess superficial.
Like
superficial,
like typical,
supernatural.
Like one time I was thinking about scary stuff because I watched a scary movie, and then I ended up like scaring myself in the dark.
It's in a sense, yeah. Something like that. So it was just one of those things where it's like, what are the odds that we're spooking ourselves out and we walk out.
And there's an owl.
We're talking about, some people were talking about their past relatives and things like that,
Oh, okay, yeah.
So it's like we walk out and there's just this owl staring at the place that we were just in. And it was just a bird minding its own business, being like...
Looking for some prey.
Looking for some mice to eat. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, so we do have an owl here at the farm. It hangs out over at our barn, and there's owl pellets everywhere. And I'm like,
I call it the boneyard.
Cool. Yeah, it is.
It is cool because, like, you see, like, there's, like, old ones and then recent ones. So it's like you walk out and you see all these little white things in the ground, mm-hmm. and you go look and it's just, like, bones of, like, the animals.
Why is it that owls are very...
spooky?
Why are owls a bad omen? I've heard people say owls are a bad omen, but every time, like, there's been an owl in the presence, there's never anything bad happening.
I don't know. Well, it's just like a urban legend, like folklore just passed down. You know what I mean? So lechuza translate to owl, but I remember I had this friend in like 6th grade. He told me that the lechuza, like something. He got super scared because somebody told him a story about an owl, but that owl was actually a shapeshifter. Mm-hmm. So what the owl was actually like a witch that would come and take away little kids.
Old children. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay, I've heard of that.
So apparently lechuza was a witch that turned into an owl, and she would lure out not just little kids, but actually like people.
Okay.
So she would the lechuza would lure out like people by fake crying or screaming. You know what I mean? And I'm like,
oh.
So if you hear if you hear like a
little.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's a lechuza. Like it's gonna come and take you away. If you see an owl outside your window, like. The witch is gonna come and take you away.
Because it does sound like somebody's screaming for help.
Well, yeah. So barn owls, whenever they screech, it does sound like it can sound like the sound can range from sounding like a child screaming or a woman screaming, and it's pretty creepy.
It is creepy.
Yeah, but especially from a distance.
I see the connections though.
Yeah, so it's like, people get spooked and people swear that it's an actual shapeshifter coming and take you away, or that it's a bad omen or whatever. And it's like, I don't know. To me, it's just like an urban legend type of shit. Right. Like, I don't believe that an owl is going to come and tell you that you're going to die soon, or that somebody in your family is going to die soon. Like, I don't believe that at all.
I've seen a handful of owls, and I'm still all right, and my family's all right too.
Honestly, same. Or that somebody like cursed you or something, or people just get so freaked out by owls, and it's like, well, duh. Honestly, like, I can see, like, if I were to walk outside by myself at night just to clear my head, go for a little walk, and I'm walking, and all of a sudden I see like an owl, I'll be like, oh shit.
Yeah.
I didn't expect to see you there. You know what I mean? So obviously, like, you'll get spooked. You know what I mean? But it's just a fucking owl, bro.
I remember, I'm pretty sure you've seen this video. I don't know if you guys have seen this video, but it's like, it's in a church, and there's a barn owl, sitting up in the, the truss of the roof.
So the people
everybody's like, they're all, go away, pretty much.
And the owls,
you did, huh? And the owls just like,
the owls just
vibing.
Yeah. That's just like, funny. Oh. But it's like, no, it's so they're actually singing in Spanish. I think, I don't know if it's like Mexico or somewhere in South America or whatever, but they're singing for the owl to go away, like go away demon kind of shit. And the owl was just there, like, looking at them, just all, Just, oh my god, that shit's funny.
They're like, dude, like, whatever they're singing, this is a fucking beat.
It's like, they think that it's like a demon or something, and I'm like, dude,
it's just a bird.
It's not
just a bird.
Deep. Yes, it's just, it's literally, most of the time it's just a bird. I can understand, like, sometimes, like, if, you see, like, a sign or whatever, and then shit happens. Okay, but it's literally not that serious. Like, when you see an owl, like, it's not that serious. If you see an owl outside your window and it's hooting or whatever, they're just looking for like their food.
They're just doing their natural thing.
If you see an owl outside your house, that means you got mice.
Yeah, you got some rats. You have a good hunting ground.
Yeah. Owls are actually very wise and very smart.
Oh.
And it's just because, like, you know, they like whenever they fly, like they're super quiet. You cannot hear them for shit unless they're screeching or hooting. You know what I mean? Yeah. So you just don't see it coming, you know what I mean? So obviously it's gonna be scary, but like they're like nighttime creatures. They're nocturnal.
Yeah.
So like, you know, they see shit and they do like represent like wisdom.
Yeah. And they're
huge.
Big ass animals too.
But they do like represent wisdom just because they're more of like observers. Yeah. So they're smart and they know a lot of shit, you know what I mean? So it's
owls are just beautiful creatures.
They really are. I love owls. Owls are fucking badass.
Yeah.
Anyways, but yeah, the black cats.
Black cats.
Black cats are not bad luck.
They're
like,
not.
I honestly like I don't understand why you would think that a black cat
it's because of Halloween. So it's like for I guess 100 some years.
But why does that resonate with?
It's because it just in a cartoonist way, it just makes sense to put a black cat with a witch who wears all black. You know, it just matches.
Because it's dark
and it's dark,
shadowy kind of shit.
Right. So and it just like blends in with the nighttime. You can't see a black cat. That's why majority of times black cats are ran over.
No.
I know.
Okay, no, it's stupid because like people see black cats and they get scared, or they're like, oh, it's a black cat, and then they shoot black cats. Like black cats are like, especially around Halloween time, the death rate for black cats goes up because, like I said, people shoot them or run them over. Yeah. Or like some dumb shit like that, and it's like, dude, like
it really just has to do with the constant image of black cats being around witches.
Yeah.
And so they're like, oh, it's just a bad animal. It's like, no, it's just a freaking animal.
Honestly, yeah, they're
it's like we have a black cat and he's the sweetest cat.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
But he's like the only cat that I can like relate to, I guess. I don't know. Like which is like kind of like weird, right? Is that a coincidence? I don't know if it is a coincidence.
Maybe.
Could it a coinkydink?
Coinkydink.
A coinkydink.
Yeah.
Maybe not, but it could be just like the whole genetic thing of like black cats.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Maybe.
But the whole witch thing, you know what I mean? It's like I question it a lot, and it's like there's no proof or evidence or whatever, it's just what you believe in and shit like that. But yeah, a good bond. That's another thing, like with witches, I guess, is like their connection with like animals.
They're like your typical princess that bond with all these cute ass animals
out in the wild. But
the only difference is for a witch, they're just owls and black cats and goats.
I wish I had a goat.
I would love to have a goat.
Right?
They would eat all the goddamn weeds.
No, but I don't know, for whatever reason it is that my black cat is my favorite cat, and he's like the closest cat, and he's just, I don't know, I feel different around him.
Oh yeah,
whatever.
He's
compared to the other cats, he's like a very special cat.
Yeah, he is.
All
right. So when I say an urban legend of Lordsburg, what's the first one that comes to your mind?
The Devil's Door.
Devil's Door.
At the end of the road.
I forgot we have a Devil's Door in Lordsburg. Do you guys know that? So like down the road south, there is a door.
It's just like a cave
that is the gateway to hell.
Apparently. So you drive down Main Street, you keep going all the way into the desert. You pull off to like a little whatever. There's like a little cave on it, like on a hill.
Yeah.
It's literally right off the road. So you go, you climb up the hill a little bit.
Yeah.
There's a little cave and there's a door. And they call it the Devil's Door. Supposedly, like if you go knock on it or if you go into it, like you end up getting into like you end up going into some portal type shit. I don't know. Honestly, I never experienced any spooky shit or anything like that. The only times that I've got like a weird feeling is just like from going out there with friends, and then it's like, no, don't do it because of like shit you heard. But when you actually do it, it's like nothing even happened.
Nothing.
But apparently it's like a doorway to like some sort of parallel universe or
something,
some alien related type shit. I don't know. It's weird, but I mean, like, if you know, you know.
Yeah, if you know, you know. If you know more about it,
tell us your experiences.
We just think
I can't use chopsticks.
I think it's irrational.
It really is. It's just like an urban legend.
It is an urban legend because I think not every town, but a lot of towns, small towns, have a hell entrance gateway deal.
Gateway to hell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially here in the southwest, around Mexico. And I mean, there is logical reasoning for that, but that's just because having to
like
do with
echoes or bats or you know.
Well, yeah, but
like
ghost stories and things like that is very. I mean, like ghost stories are everywhere, obviously, but I think Mexicans are very into superficial.
Yeah, but it's not just Mexicans. It's like every culture has their little things, their little spooky bedtime stories, just to get their little children assholes to fucking shut the fuck up and go to bed.
and to behave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is hard. How do you do this?
I don't know.
Anyway, so
you're doing good so far. Yeah.
Chupacabra?
Oh yeah, chupacabra.
Say in Spanish.
Okay. Huh?
Say in Spanish.
Chupacabra.
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 Cabra.
Chupacabra.
Chupacabra.
Yeah.
I made a movie about chupacabra one time.
The chupi thingy?
Mm-hmm. The chupi thingy.
The chupi?
The chupi thingy.
Chupacabra.
It's not worth a watch.
It literally... Yes, it is. Well, I mean, supposedly it's like some vampire dog type shit.
Right. Huh?
Some vampire dog type shit.
Some type
it's
of...
like it takes the shape of a dog, but it's like a vampire, like vampire as in, you know, it sucks blood. And, you know, there's been like stories of a bunch of farmers, they go into their barns and like their goats or their cows or whatever, they're drained of blood from like a bite.
Yeah.
Or whatever from this type of animal, which is a chupacabra, you know what I mean? And they don't know what kind of animal it is. There's been like sightings here and there, but honestly, sometimes I'll sit there and think about like certain shit and I come up with these weird like theories in my head.
Yeah.
My theory is that it's like some weird ass dog breed, like you know how there's like, you know, puppy mills and shit, or they're like trying to get this dog to breed with this dog or like something. I feel like there was like some sort of malfunction where a certain dog or a certain animal, like they just bred wrong and like they just like ended up looking all deformed and weird and creepy. So I feel like that could have something to do with the whole origin of the story.
A chupacabra is like a folklore for the past 100-some years or so.
Forever and ever.
Yeah. So it's like I don't think puppy mills existed then.
They did.
Did they?
Like fighting dogs and like, you know, on farms.
Oh.
People kept certain kind of dogs on their land, like sheep dogs,
even before America.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I mean, obviously, if they kept like if they had farms and shit, you know what I mean. They needed like a guard dog or like whatever.
Oh. Okay.
I don't know.
I guess so.
I feel like fighting dogs are still like,
but just
it's like
defensive dogs or something.
It's like just because it wasn't recorded and told doesn't mean that it didn't happen.
Right. Yeah. But I get what you're saying. It was just like a breed gone wrong or something.
I think so.
Yeah. So
some sort of mix that wasn't supposed to happen.
Right.
Like Lucy, our dog.
Like we do not know this world as well as you think we do know this world.
Yeah.
We're still discovering more of it.
Yeah.
So it's like, who knows like what is really out there. So it's like the odds of it of being some type of animal that sucks blood. Okay, yeah, that sounds believable.
could be like it could be just because of like the way their teeth are. Mm-hmm. Like their teeth are or their jaws maybe aren't sharp enough to rip an animal apart, just enough to like suck the blood. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So I guess that goes down to like what we kind of been saying with the witches and cats and goats and owls and stuff about shape-shifting. Because that is another like folklore thing about shapeshifters, is these human beings pretty much can shift themselves into certain types of animals, right?
Mm-hmm. So that's what a shapeshifter is like, you know, they can transform themselves into any type of animal or human or whatever the fuck.
There is a very I'm not sure where or whatever, but there is a like descriptive scriptures of I don't know
like Native Americans?
Of Native Americans of you know, drawings and whatever of
hieroglyphs,
human
hieroglyphic type shit. Yeah
of humans transforming into a wolf or something.
You know what my theory is on that? Is okay, so I think that it's like a spiritual thing. Okay, so let's say like not necessarily shape-shifting, just because things get so misinterpreted and shit like that and passed on like differently. So my theory for shapeshifters is like a shapeshifter is a person or a relative or close loved one or somebody that you knew, and after they die, or they, you know, after they die, an animal comes and visits them, and you know, to that person, that they, whenever they see this certain type of animal or whatever, it's that person as a different, like, that's passed on from their human shape after their human life into like a different form. Yeah. Which it comes back as an animal, and then it just like visits you briefly or it just stays with you or whatever. But whenever this animal visits you, you feel the presence of that person that has passed on. To me, that is a shapeshifter, because, you know, like the whole reincarnation thing. Oh, that's what that's my theory, just from, I mean, you know, all these stories that get passed on, and
I just kind of whiff of it.
You kind of get like, sorry, I farted. Just kidding. You kind of get that like. How about we just do a shot and cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers to Chamoy over there.
Chamoy, my boy.
Chamoy, my boy. And he's so cute. I love Chamoy.
There was a lot.
I'm all scared to take this shot.
That was just really tart. Okay. But I see why limes and tequila is just like
peanut butter jelly.
Yeah. Obviously, there's other combinations they can go with, but limes just totally take. So obviously, if you tequila goes one way, but as soon as you put that lime in your mouth, your whole mindset and flavor of taste and everything just goes that way. I get it.
One of the reasons that I don't like to ask for lime when we go to like a bar, I put an ice cube in there so that they stay like kind of cold.
Okay.
One of the reasons that I don't like, if I ask for a tequila shot and they go salt and lime, I'll be like, do you have oranges or lemons? Because the limes, like after they're cut and set out for a little while, they get bitter and disgusting. Superstitions.
What is a superstition that you have?
Me?
Because like, how far can a superstition go?
Honestly, like my superstitions go is like, if you speak something, if you say things, you'll speak it into existence.
Okay.
So like how earlier when I was like, stop saying that you can't speak Spanish, because then your brain makes you believe that. But I don't think that's much of a superstition. I think that's more of a fact. But then again, that is what a superstition is, right?
Because like it's a fact that if I wear like this is like a sports thing, so it's like if I sit in this exact spot and wear this specific jersey that has not been washed in years, the freaking Cowboys are gonna win. It's like,
yeah.
So that is another like part of superstition. It's like it has to do with like odds and stuff, but
true.
I mean, superstition goes like on a very like wide spectrum of.
Are you superstitious?
Things. Am I superstitious?
I'm not superstitious. I wouldn't say.
Maybe at one point I kind of was superstitious, but after a while, it became of like
you just like
that just doesn't make sense.
Expand your mind and shit like that. I wouldn't say I'm superstitious, but I'm just a little stitious.
Yeah, and like obviously.
Did you miss that?
What?
Over your head? Did you hear what I said?
No, I'm sorry.
I said I'm not superstitious. I'm just a little stitious.
Okay, Michael Scott.
Michael Scott,
everybody.
I fucking love The Office.
No.
Anyways, but yeah,
so
I don't think I have like any like.
And being like, ooh, we have nothing but bad luck.
That's bad luck. I think one of them, I learned it from my dad actually.
Mm-hmm.
When we're like, driving or whatever, and a roadrunner crosses the road in front of you. Oh. If you don't like mark a cross, like just like make a little on your windshield, then it's bad luck if you don't do that. But if a roadrunner crosses you, and you make a little cross, then that's good luck. But if you just ignore it, then that's bad luck.
Pick your feet up from when you're crossing a cattle guard.
That's dumb. That's just like a little kid for fun thing.
I mean, it technically it's still the same thing.
Yeah.
If you don't pick your feet up when you're crossing a cattle guard, you have bad luck. And like later on, I did find out that it's just for fun.
Yeah.
And I do it for fun. So whenever we do have kids, I'm gonna be like, all right, when we cross over the cattle guard, pick up your feet, and just to make them, I don't know, just to make them have fun while we're driving.
Yeah. The thing about superstitions is, if you like trick yourself into believing certain thing, it'll happen.
Yeah.
Like your mind is very powerful.
It is a powerful object. And has
ways of like, if you make yourself believe certain things, then it's gonna happen. Also, your mind like is really good at playing tricks on you.
Really, definitely, and also it's like the way I feel is that if you truly want something, or like I guess so. If you truly want something that you're aspiring for,
we're praying for. I got one.
There's gonna be so much like tests in front of you, to where like. Are you gonna let this like get the best of you?
Insignificant thing get the best of you? Or are you just gonna?
You really don't want it. So it's like get through it. Like maybe not no matter what, but there are always gonna be that
thing that like
that
tests
type of person that believes that they have nothing but bad luck.
Oh, dude, like people that think that somebody cursed them.
Right.
Oh, I can't even.
It's like, no, it's like how you said a few minutes ago. It's like, it's your mindset. If you just like, I don't deserve anything good because I have bad luck. And you're going to get your, like you said, if you speak it, it's going to come into existence. Because that's just what you're just so wrapped around, that you don't deserve anything good. So you will never get anything good.
Because you're literally programming your mind to think that way.
Yeah.
So your brain, without you even realizing it, creates these like things to happen or whatever.
Yeah.
Because you forget, you're so caught up in this shit that you forget to do this. And then forgetting to do that specific thing makes something malfunction or like whatever. Putting a curse onto somebody or whatever, like that's just too much fucking work, bro. Like I've looked into it and I've learned a lot, you know what I mean? But it's like to put an actual like curse or to put some bad juju onto somebody is a lot of work and energy, and honestly it's not even worth it.
You'd have to like have like a severe amount of hate towards that person, right?
And yeah, literally, and like unbelievable.
Like unbelievable. Like you can, like a lot of people say, oh, I hate so and so. Okay, why? Oh, because of this and this. Okay, whatever. But you have to like hate the existence of that person, right?
Yeah. And it's like I said, like there's just way too much. Like it's like at that point you're putting more of your energy into hating them than you are to like loving yourself or to like enjoying everything around you. You know what I mean? And it's just like it's a waste of time. It's a waste of energy. It's a waste of fucking life. It like, really is. Because it's like really like, what are you getting accomplished? Like you're just like bringing in more negativity on yourself.
Yeah, because like what's more important? You severely hating somebody or you loving yourself? Yeah. Like who gets the benefit out of that? No. Or out of any situation.
And then at the end, like if you really spend that much time like hating somebody, then they win because they're like they get more attention and they get more because they're under your skin and you're getting over here all frustrated because of that person's existence. And it's like, dude, like you could be out there living your life
and overall that
and
person,
enjoying yourself and being grateful for all the shit that you have, but instead you want to be hating on somebody and being all negative and having all these stupid like anger issues or whatever the fuck, you know what I mean? And it's like it's not worth it to be that mad at somebody or to have that much hatred. The person who's
getting hated on, they get more energy.
Yeah, they get the power because you're giving them that power. Yeah.
So it's like,
don't be a fucking hater, dude.
Don't pay attention to the movies, all right?
Okay, so obviously we're talking about Brujerias, right?
Right.
So how do you feel about obviously like the superstitions and like the whole like, oh, someone put a curse on me? Like, do you believe that someone could put a curse on you and have it like actually affect you?
It like I said a few minutes ago that if they have an extreme amount of hate to where that's where they put all of their energy into.
If you're that weak of a person and if you let it kind of affect you, if you don't protect yourself, like there's a lot of like stuff that like, you know, you make yourself vulnerable to that kind of stuff. Like if you let other people's opinions affect you, or if you hear a rumor about you, or if you hear that somebody doesn't like you and you let that affect you and bring you down, and it's just like you letting them bring you down more. It's like you letting other people's like opinions and words bring you down more. So if you don't let that shit bother you, then you're fine. You know what I mean? If you like protect yourself mentally, you're fine. You know what I mean? And there's a lot of stuff that goes into that, like praying. Like, dude, if you're a part of like certain religions and stuff, and depending on what your beliefs are, then you know you're good. Like, you know, you believe you're protected and you don't let that shit bother you, you're good. But if you let little things, like if you're in public somewhere and somebody like looks at you and they don't like you and they're just like, ugh. If you let that shit hurt your feelings, you're just letting them in and breaking you down. You're letting them break you down. Yeah. You know what I mean? So that's like a whole, that kind of stuff has to do with like the whole, oh, somebody put a curse on me because they hate me. And it's like, why do you care if somebody hates you or not? So, all corrupt.
Yeah, but that's how it is. So what about the difference of prayer between
manifesting?
Not essentially, but a difference of prayer between a witch and a Catholic person.
Well, between religion and non-religion, it's honestly
okay.
It's all the same.
It doesn't have to be specifically a Catholic, but
honestly, like to
religion
me,
and non-religion.
Personally, from what I've seen and learned, it's like I grew up Catholic, okay?
Yeah.
And they like Catholicism and all their saints and prayers and all this stuff. It's like it's other religions that I've read and learned about and stuff like that. It's all the same because they have all their gods, but and they worship other deities and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, they worship a higher being,
mm-hmm.
which is like the source. You can call it the universe, you can call it God, you can call it source, you can call it spirit. They all have different names for this, but at the end, it's like the ultimate. You know what I mean? Higher.
There's an ultimate. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. For me, God equals the universe. For a lot of people, like I've gotten into like not arguments, but just like debates. Or a lot of times I'm just like, I'm not even gonna get into this argument. I'm just gonna listen to them and that's it. Mm-hmm. But to a lot of people, they believe that God is a man sitting in the clouds. And I'm just like, no, what? I don't know about that one. But personally, like, it's all the same. Like, it's not a man sitting in the clouds. It's just like bigger than you. It's like it cannot be explained. And I don't think it's a he or a she. You know what I mean? I think it's just like the universe, honestly, because Yeah. But Catholic or church rituals, prayers, manifestations, whatever you want to call it, it's literally like the same. Because whenever you're praying, who are you praying to? You're praying to a higher source. Whenever you're doing like your manifestations or whatever, like, where are you getting this from? You know what I mean? Like, where is it coming from? Like, you're trying to connect with something bigger than you, which is what?
Just whatever.
What is it that's bigger than you? Is it God? Is it the universe? Is it Shim? Is it, you know what I mean? Like either way, it all comes down to the same like thing. Like, it's something bigger than you. It's not someone.
I couple things. One is that I truly believe that everybody should believe in something. Yeah. Whether I'm not saying like it's a religion or anything or spiritualism or anything like that. Yeah. Everybody just needs a belief in something, because if you don't believe in something, there's no hope, and when there's no hope, you just basically live a life of emptiness and being nothing. So it's like everybody has to believe in something. Yeah. Yeah. And
whether they're atheists or
whatever it is, like, just as long as there's some sort of belief, it's like, all right, like we're on the same path. Essentially, we're on the same path to be somewhere.
But even then, like, atheists, like they believe in like science or something. You know what I mean? But even then, it's like it's just like this. It's bigger than you. You know what I mean? It's bigger than me. But it just all comes down, like, at the end. Everything all comes down to the same thing, which is, like I said, like for some people it's God. For me, it's God and the universe. For me, God is the universe. For me, the universe is God. You know what I mean? Yeah. Okay. So that's my thing, but it's pretty hard to explain, but that's just the best way that I can put it for now.
I understand.
For now. I mean, like, we're still, like, always constantly learning a lot and seeing a bunch of different kind of shit and experiencing
if you were to be somebody that says, I know everything, or my way is the right way, or basically in a line saying that you are ignorant, it's like, you can't be somebody that says, I know everything, my way is the right way. It's like, that's not the way that we should live in this type of world. Yeah. Because it's like, essentially nobody is right in a way. Yeah, nobody is technically right. I mean, when it comes down to like scientific facts or whatever, if it's a fact, it's a fact. But if it's something that's like unexplainable or too far for us to even like comprehend or anything like that, that's just something that's like, okay, it's whatever you believe in. Yeah. It's like, if you believe in it, okay, that's fine. I can't tell you otherwise. If you believe in it, you believe in it. That's it. Yeah.
There's no point in arguing, because that's what you believe in. That's your truth.
One of the things that really, I'm not saying like took me out of Catholicism or anything like that. It's just that there was this paper that I did in high school where I had to deal with the Great Flood, right? And it was a religion that was like in Africa, and then it was a religion that was in South America, a religion in Mexico, and Catholicism, Europe, and Russia. So like these separate places in the world, to where at one point in time that they had no contact with each other. So it's like, okay, they didn't even know they existed.
Yeah.
But they all had a same related story.
They all like worshipped something bigger than them.
Yeah, they all worship something bigger than them. Some of them have different subjects going down the line, but overall they all had a great flood that basically like the god said, let's erase everything and start over again.
They all experienced like a similar,
right. And I was like, whoa, like I thought it was just one type that believed in that, but it's like, no, it's like this is almost like a global belief. At then I was like, this is almost a global belief, whether you're Catholic, Judaism, Buddhist, Muslim, whatever it is. It's like that at some point in time there was a reset button.
Yeah.
And that at some point it's going to happen again, whatever.
You know what?
But
oh no, go ahead.
So I was just like, man, that's like everybody essentially is on the same direction, just in a different perspective.
Yeah.
And to me, I was just like, you know what? That is fine with me. It's like my overall thing is just that if you are just going to be a decent person or a decent human being, to where it's like, I don't care what you believe in or what you look like or what you feel or like just whatever it is, as long as like I look at you,
you're decent and good.
Yeah. If I can look at you and make eye contact with you and have a conversation with you and be like,
and connect as a human
and connect as a human being, I'll be like, okay, like that's fine. Like as long as you have just love in your heart, that's you're good. That's it.
All that matters.
That's all that matters. Because I'm like, I can't. I'm not one person to make you think one way or believe in a certain type of thing or anything like that, unless it comes down to something that's like an actual information. But if it's something that's like so far beyond my being or your being, it's like that's it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And oh man, that's crazy. Sorry, I'm like going so far off subject, and it's like I don't want to go too far into it, but
no, I know.
I kind of just
yeah.
I think I got my point across.
Yeah, I think so too. I think we both did.
Yeah.
So good job.
This shot, simply basic, love
yourself and love everybody else.
That's it. Everything else just does not matter. Right?
Right. It's all about the love.
So, what? Time out. What?
Mm-hmm. One time, we had
yeah.
Stop. God, you're fucking stupid. So one time, we're all cheers to love, and I'm like, you're fucking stupid. Anyways, so whenever we first lived in Cruces, and our roommates, your sister and her boyfriend at the time, they had a party, and they were doing the beer bong, and they were doing Bud Light. So our roommate grabs a lime, squeezes it into the...
Wait, our roommate or just a friend?
No, our roommate.
That squeezed it into... Oh.
Yeah, so he was doing the beer bong of the Bud Light. And he did the beer bong, whatever, and then he was like, oh yeah, that was good, whatever. And I'm just sitting there, like, I was sitting, like, on the counter next to the sink, like, because we're all in the kitchen. There was only a few of us. It was, like, the stragglers.
Okay.
At the end of the night. And then he kind of, like, comes up to me. He's like, dude. He's like, you know how I did that beer bong just now? And I was like, yeah. Like, what's wrong? And he's all, I did the beer bong, and this came out of my mouth. And he's all, look at it. It's somebody's moco. And I was like, I looked at it, like, because he was like this in my face. I grabbed his hand and I was like, bitch, that's a fucking lime pulp. And then he was all, oh. Anyways, and then he was just like, turns around and goes back to like partying. And I was just like, are you fucking serious? Like, he was like, so like, he was even pale at that point from how scared he was from having somebody's fucking moco in his mouth. And I'm like, bitch, that's a lime pulp. You're dumb. And then he's just like, oh, okay.
So we're talking a lot about nature and everything like that. You said about holy water. I'm not saying water is a crystal, but certain type of, I guess, ingredients and elements, like crystals and rocks and everything like that, do they hold a significance of power?
Yes or no?
Okay, so why yes and no?
Okay. For example, some of y'all know, some of y'all don't know. I wear this crystal, and it's a smoky quartz.
Okay.
And I wear it 24/7. I'm not saying that it has any like sort of like power or hold over me or anything like that, or it's like mystical shit. But I will say that it has helped me with certain things like anxieties or being grounded.
Okay.
And just basically just keeping my shit together.
So
and letting shit like affect me, like negativity, like from other people, like, you know what I mean? But
so how so?
I don't know, just because like, yes, it's just because they have like a certain like vibrational like thing. You know what I mean? Like people, they have their own vibrational like,
yeah, you
know, the vibes.
Makes sense.
If y'all don't know, vibes is short for vibration. It really is. You know what I mean? And it's like, it's to some people it's like insignificant just because like they have a lot of like their shit like blocked or whatever.
Yeah.
Their chakras. But also it's just, I don't know, it just helps, like, you know, it does have that sort of vibe because it does come from the earth where we all came from, you know what I mean? So yeah. It does have a certain sense. Kind of like energy and stuff like that. Not that it makes it like that much of a difference. Like, I'm not saying like, oh, go out and get this certain type of rock because it's going to change your life. Like, right. No, it's all about how you like connect with it. It's like a way of like, it's like a talisman.
Okay.
Of like your way of like, for me, it's my way of holding this and connecting to this part of the earth. Does that make sense? Does that make sense?
It does. It does.
So it's like a talisman. Like it's like a connection from me wearing it close to like my chest like all the time. Connects. It's like a connection between me and the earth kind of deal. No, that you know what sense. I mean? Like it's hard to like stay in that kind of like connection because you need certain kind of vibrations. You know what I mean? And then like certain kind of like rocks, minerals, elements help you with that. So you know what I mean? That kind of shit.
Can a moon affect you as an individual? Yes.
So we had this friend over, and he was like staying the whole weekend with us and whatever. He's from around town, and so I don't remember how the conversation went, but we started talking about something about like astrology, as in like zodiacs and shit. And he went on to say that he doesn't believe that the planets had anything to do with our personalities or whatever, something. And then later on in that day, we were just like, we went outside and our dogs were just running around the front yard. He brought his dog over too, and they were just all like playing around, going crazy. And then he's like, these dogs are acting crazy. It must be a full moon out tonight. And I was like, I just looked at him and I was like, are you fucking kidding me right now? Like, you literally just said a few hours ago, planets don't have anything to do with our personalities. But all of a sudden, it's a full moon and the dogs are acting crazy? How does that not affect us? Like, are you stupid or are you dumb? You know what I mean? And I was just like, dude, what? Like, if the moon can control the tides on this whole ass fucking planet Earth with its gravitational like pull and force and all that, and we are mostly made up of water, so how does that not affect us at all? That doesn't make sense. So I'm just like, how dare you?
It's like whatever the place is for the moon, whatever the place is for the planets, and like all this gravitational pull coming from that, either we are being pulled down into the earth, or being pulled upwards towards the moon, depending on where the moon is. So if the moon's on the opposite side, you're gonna be pulled down. If the moon is above you, you're gonna be pulled up. Not like.
Sorry.
not to the point to where you're like, oh no, like catch them. Like no, you're just basically like your body and your blood and your water and everything that's inside of your body is gonna be just essentially uplifted or put down.
Yeah.
Not saying that is a total like a negative or a positive thing, because like both of them have pros and cons.
Yeah.
But essentially, it is gonna affect you in some type of way. Does that mean like personality ways? I don't think personality wise, because personalities can develop from on how you're raised and everything like that.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But it's like, do planets affect you in some type of way? Like, yes, they can.
I think they do. Honestly, I really do believe in like the whole like astrology and like zodiacs and shit like that, because like the more you look into it and the more like you make sense of it, the more it resonates with you or with other people, or like you're just like, wow, that is literally how I think. And it's literally because I was born on the specific date under the specific moon phase, and these planets are aligned in a specific way. You know what I mean? Right. So that's
like
why
your body is
I'm
pulled
a big,
at a certain position that is not going to be related towards anybody else.
That's why I'm a big believer on like the universe and stuff like that, because you know everything's just like so different, and you know whatever. Yeah. Cheers.
Fuck.
So.
No.
Whoa.
That lime was just, it hit me. Okay. It was a lot of juice. It was very juicy.
I don't know. It's weird. It's a dumb superstition. To me, it's a dumb superstition. And, you know, like if you have like an evil eye, like bracelet or necklace or some sort of pendant like on you or whatever, then, you know, it protects you from when people give you dirty looks and then they're just like, ugh. And then, you know, you absorb that kind of bad vibe. So, but if you have like that pendant or symbol on you, then you're kind of like reflecting it back onto them. So you're reflecting their bad vibes onto them. Yeah. And you don't get it. But I'm just like, if you really, so if you really believe in that kind of stuff, or like bad juju, or like whatever, if you really believe in it, then it's going to have an effect on you. You know what I mean? That's the only way that it will actually affect you, is if you believe it and if you give it that power. If you give something that kind of power, then it's going to affect you because you're letting it get into your fucking head. Like I have had people be like, yo, like, I need you to come and do like a cleanse on me. I need you to come burn some sage in my house. I need you to tell me what kind of rocks I need to get because there's too much negativity around me. And it's like, no, like that all has to do with you. That's your own personal shit. Like, yes, you can use these like tools to help you get like, you know what I mean? It's like an addition. It's like an addition to your like vibe or whatever. Yeah. But it's like, it's not gonna like, it's not that instant of like, like you can call it magic or you can call it whatever, but it's not just gonna be like, boom, I saved your house, all your problems are solved, congratulations, enjoy. You know what I mean? Like, it's not about that. It's about like, you have to be open to shit. You know what I mean? It's not like, if I come into your house and I burn sage, it's not gonna clear everything right away. It's about how like you perceive things. It's a mental thing as well. Like, obviously, yes, physically it'll help, but it's not gonna solve your problems. You have to be open to it mentally. You have to know what your intentions are. It's all about the intentions and the vibes and all that shit. You know what I mean? So I'm just like, dude, like, the rocks and the sage and, you know, candles, they're not going to solve your problems right away. like you have to like pray for it or manifest it or however you want. It just depends on like what your beliefs are. You know what I mean?
I like how you said that they're a tool.
It is a tool.
So it's like,
and not just that, but like also like hold your thought. Before you get into it or whatever, and there's a lot of people out there that are like super like against that kind of shit, and they're just like so quick to be like, oh, you're going to hell because of that shit. And it's like, no. First of all, divination, tools, staffs, rocks, crystals, all of that shit is literally in the Bible. Like all these saints were sons of whoever, they've used this kind of shit to make shit happen or whatever. It's not evil. You can call it witchcraft if you want to. You can call it Brujerias. You can call it like evil. I don't give a fuck. But at the end of the day, it's literally just like nature's tools that we've been provided with because we were put on this earth. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's like, okay.
I liked how you said that crystals and certain types of woods and stuff like that are a type of tool.
Yeah.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Ma'am.
So it's like, what if I had a project where I needed to put these nails together into the wood to be stabilized?
Okay.
I'm not saying like to be hammered in, but whatever. So I'm asking you, like, hey, what can I use to put these nails into the wood? And you're like, here's a hammer. Okay, thanks. Grab the hammer. And then what do I do after that? Like, do I put the hammer on top of the wood pieces and let it do its own thing?
No, you have to put the work in.
You have to put the work into it to use it as a tool. It's like you have to get this hammer and put those nails into the wood in order for it to work.
Yeah.
That's why I feel that crystals are needed to be. I'm not saying like you're going to use a crystal and like hammer it in or to drill it in or to whatever. Yeah. But it's like you have to get those crystals or those rocks or anything or the woods and put them to use as in like a physical, mentally type of way in order to be used, right? Yeah. So that's whenever you said that they're a tool.
It is a tool.
They're not a magic piece of
solution.
Yeah, you can't just be like, all right.
I'm not gonna sit there and be like, look, get this rock and it's gonna take away all your problems. Like, no, but people expect that. Like, they just get so like it's like at first it's like, you know, if somebody sees me like, oh, why do you have that rock? Like, I've been like not bullied but made fun of or like just like, you know, dumb shit, misunderstood for being like, huh, I can see that you're wearing this or wearing that. What does that mean? That you're gonna be like a witch? Or what does that mean? Is that gonna make you read my mind? And I'm just like, I can already read your fucking mind because of how much of a fucking idiot you are. But as long as I have this thing, like, I'm good. And like, you know, one day I might lose it, but I'll be okay because I learned a lot from it. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's whatever.
Yeah. I get
Plus,
that.
it's cool looking.
Yeah, it's cool.
Like,
looking.
if you look at it like in person and shit, like, damn. I hate whenever people are like, oh, hey, what rock is this? Can I see it? And then they touch it and I'm just like, hey, don't fucking touch me. What the fuck is wrong with you? Like, okay. PSA. If you walk up to somebody and they have like a crystal like on their neck, or even if it's a saint or whatever the fuck kind of necklace
don't grab it. Just
don't come up to them and be like, hey, cool, ooh, I like that. It's like, ew, you're putting all your fucking bad juju onto this shit. Like, get the fuck away from me. Yeah. But I really like this rock.
What about tarot cards?
Tarot cards? Ooh, you mean, I don't want to know when I'm gonna die. That type of shit. Tarot cards are like, actually, it's like another tool. A lot of people like they're really afraid of it just because of all the like the superstitions and stuff like that, or like their specific religion goes against that. But it's like, honestly, like, it's nothing bad. It's more like a advice, or clarity or like, you know, things like that.
Yeah.
And it's just like it puts things into like a different perspective, or like points things out that you need to work on, and like I said, it puts things into like a different perspective than what you have now. And it definitely helps a lot. Some people, like, they're just like, they get really scared. He's like, oh, not the death card, not the devil card.
Yeah,
I
was
dumb
gonna say,
shit like that.
I think that's
it's very, misinterpreted,
Yeah.
misinterpreted and overlooked, and it's one of those superstition kind of things.
And I think I know why too. For that is because it has to do with a lot of TV shows and movies and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So whenever they
Hollywood,
do tarot cards and stuff like that, every time the devil card is pulled up or the death card is anything that sounds
anything
like
that's like negative,
a negative connotation. Anything that anytime that thing is pulled up, it's like, oh my god.
It's automatically like,
it's the worst evil thing ever.
Oh no, I'm cursed.
Right. And it's and like I'm pretty sure like you're gonna bring it up, but it's if you were to get a death card, it does not mean that you specifically is gonna die.
It
means
or anything.
It has to do with like some sort of situation
that you have to let go of.
Yeah. Probability as well. Because like there's what 70. How many cards are there?
72?
72 cards?
I think so.
So
72 or 78. I don't remember.
Right. So there's one specific card of each one, right?
Yeah.
So it's like obviously you have to shuffle.
It's like you got
and
your
it's like you're also like thinking of your question, like your question as in like
your problems, whatever you need answers
or
for.
like what you need answers
it's
for.
It's like, why do you want a card reading to begin with?
Right.
Right.
So you're shuffling, and whatever type of pattern that you're wanting to receive or get, it's like you're gonna get like different scenarios of basically what.
Is that loud?
Yeah, I mean maybe.
Sorry.
But like I said, it's a probability thing, and like each card has a specific reasoning for what you need to consider and what to think
what
of,
you need
or
clarity
whatever,
on, or whatever.
And it's like, what are the odds of you getting this card? 1 out of 78, 1 out of 72, whatever the amount is. And so like whether you get a 1, 2, 3, or you get a 10 card reading, or you get a 12, like one for a specific month,
or whatever. Like whatever kind of subjects, like past, present, future, here, then, now,
right?
Like things like that.
It's like you can. This is the way I see it. You can receive any type of card that there is, and it's gonna deliver a certain type of message that you need to hear or that you need to consider into your own personal life to push you forward.
Definitely.
So it's like, and it's like, how do I say it? Did you deserve that card?
Probably.
Maybe. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I also feel like
if it doesn't resonate with you, then
discard.
But if there's like, you know, if you get a certain card and you hear the meaning behind it, and you know, and whatever,
you like feel it.
If you like can like connect that to whatever situation you're in or whatever you're asking about,
you needed to hear it.
Then exactly. Yeah. So it's like it kind of gives you like advice and clarity, and like that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Depending on whatever situation,
so
you need that kind of advice or clarity,
so like
or whatever.
Yeah. So I'm like, what I'm trying to like get to is just like, tarot cards is not meant to
tell you when you're gonna die.
Yeah, tell you when you're gonna die, predict your future, or anything like that, or take you out of your religion, or take like you away from God. It's not.
Yeah, it's definitely a really, really big misconception, and people are just so afraid of it because of that, because of like movies or you know what I mean, like rumors or like urban legends or whatever the fuck you want to call it. There's been a lot of like, you know, scary shit, but it's all it's all about how you take it, and like whatever situation you're in, whatever you're asking about. Like there have been like situations where I've read somebody's cards and they're just like, oh my god, like how did you know, or like, oh man, that's exactly what I'm going through right now, like, you know what I mean. They do get kind of freaked out just because of like how much it like resonates with their situation and stuff like that. Yeah. But a lot of times at the end they're just like, thank you for that.
It's
like
not
that really helps.
Anything.
No, it's not. But it just like helps them like deal with whatever they're going through. Honestly, like if I don't fuck with Ouija boards for one, because that's like a whole nother fucking like you're literally opening a doorway to like the spirit realm, and you never know what you're gonna come in contact with. Like people think it's a fucking game, but it's really not. But also it depends on like if you are protecting yourself or not, or like you know you got to be careful with that kind of shit. You can't just like fuck with it and be like, oh yeah, this is fun.
Spirit. Okay, so that's another thing.
The spirit world.
The spirit world. Spirits are
delicate.
Not as delicate, but they're here.
They are.
They're here.
Like that's why it's called a veil, because it's like so thin. Like you can see through it. Like there are people or you know whatever that London. There are like specific spirits or whatever you want to call it that we deal with on a day-to-day basis. Sometimes you can see them, sometimes you can't. Sometimes like the veil thins, sometimes they can get through, sometimes they can't. Like it's very complicated. The
Ouija board and like other things like that, whenever you're like purposely putting yourself out there to be vulnerable of contacting a
malevolent
spirit,
that
is not a good thing to do.
No. And a lot of times like it's like, you know, you gotta know what the fuck you're doing, what you're getting into. You kind of do it like, oh yeah, let's do it. And then if you do it and you're like all scared and shit, like you're more likely to like let something in, because
that should not be here.
Obviously, like the whole Ouija board in itself is like, it has its own like reputation to where you expect certain things to happen, and it's like you have to just be very careful. You have to know what you're doing. You have to know what you're about to get into. And like, you know, you just have to be very fucking careful, and you have to protect yourself. Yeah. Spiritually, mentally, physically. You know what I mean?
Because there's like it's weird because it's like
it's just like a really like it's a very delicate force. It's a very delicate door that you're trying to get through to. Like, what are your actual intentions? Are you actually trying to like contact a ghost? Like, don't do that. Honestly, like for me, it's like I'm not gonna go out of my way to go and contact somebody that's dead. Right. Like, no, because
it's like rest in peace for a reason.
Exactly. Like they've passed on from this earth to the next for a reason. Yeah. I'm not gonna go after somebody and look for somebody just because like I love them and miss them. Of course, it's gonna like, you know.
It'd be great to hear them again.
Exactly, but you know, you don't go out looking for them. If they come to you like in a dream or like, you know, whatever, that's one thing. But whatever you do, like you do not go out and fuck with spirits, because that's like a doorway. That's another world that you don't know how it works. Yeah. They have different rules, and like, you know, it's different from where we are right now. Unless you like are an expert in this kind of shit, do your thing. Yeah. But you know, like there's no reason that you should go after these type of spirits or whatever. Like I said, unless they like visit you in like dreams or whatever, which like I'm pretty sure both of us have had like crazy dreams where we've seen like, you know, spirits
and it's like that's just the way I feel about that. It's like it's a message being passed on to you to do something that you're here now with everybody that is alive.
So
you know what I mean?
Yeah. So like for example, let's do the shot.
Okay.
Cheers.
It's all warm.
It got like really hot in here all of a sudden.
It's been hot. I would be concerned if it got cold.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
But yeah. So if somebody, the way I feel, if you have a dream about somebody that's from that has passed on, the way I feel about it is that they are necessarily giving you a message to, you know, to bring forward to everybody that's around you that is alive, or just into yourself generally.
Oh man, I've had so many dreams about people that have like passed on, whether it's like my relatives or friends or anything.
And that's why I feel slightly concerned when my aunt called me saying that she had a dream about me getting punched in the face, and like I think I get that. The way I feel, it wasn't like necessarily physically getting punched in the face, but
that day was whenever you got that one like hater ass message.
When I got that message to get my shit out of my head, my ass out of my head, basically.
Your ass out of your head out of your ass.
My head out of my ass, and just get my shit done, because it's like, dude, it's like
because that kind of like, it wasn't physically a punch to the face, but it kind of like spiritually like
right, and it's one of those things where it's like, dude, it's like I've been constantly telling myself, get it done, get it done, get it done, get it done, and I work on it, but just did not
focus on it as much as you should have.
I put too much on my plate.
Yeah.
Anyways, lesson learned.
But either way, that was,
Yeah.
But if you were to tell her the situation and stuff like that, she would be like, "Fuck that motherfucker, mijo. Like, I got your back. Like, whatever." Yeah. So I wouldn't worry about it. But as far as like dreams go, how about the dreams that you had before moving to this house?
All right. So
let's talk about that.
So in this current house that we live in right now, it's my dad's house and one of my childhood homes, right? So anyways,
so to start off with, like, your mom and your dad, when they first got married, they moved into this house,
right? They moved. Well, they lived in the projects first for a while.
But this is like their first house.
Yeah, this is their home, everything. So my mom and dad lived here, and then they divorced and went their separate ways. My dad stayed here.
Wait, talk louder. Go. Okay.
So my mom and dad, they lived in this house together, and then they divorced. My dad stayed here. My mom went elsewhere. But so this home is, home to me, and the property and everything like that. Life went on. I moved to Cruces, and
you moved to Cruces after high school.
Yeah, after high school. I moved to Cruces after high school for college and everything like that. And I was done with college, and before I was even wanting to do anything with my life, or where to move to or anything like that of the sort, I started having these weird, vivid dreams about visiting this house and walking through the house and having dreams about the farm and
staying in the house.
Yeah, staying in the house and just crazy, bizarre dreams to where like I woke up and it stuck with me. And there's this one in particular to where we had this really big tree at the farm, and it died the past 5-6 years ago or so. And it makes me really sad because it was a really big tree, and it's just dead.
It still is a big tree.
It still is a big tree. But my dream was that it was cut in half, and there was this new tree growing out of it. And I told my dad about it. He was like, "Wow, that is really weird." This was even before the thought of me moving back to Lordsburg, or even whenever we said we would never move back to Lordsburg.
It was before we ever considered moving back here or anything like that.
Just so many times I was like, dude, I had the dream about the house again. And
yeah.
Like, that's like, why? I'm like, I don't know. It's just freaking weird.
It wasn't even like any significant dream or whatever, but it was just like, I remember you would just always tell me like, I had a dream that when we were in my dad's house, and I was like, what do you mean your dad's house? Like, I didn't understand because I didn't know what the situation was or anything.
Yeah.
And like, the house that my dad owns in Glen Acres. And I was like, oh, I didn't know that. And you're like, yeah, at the farm. And I was like, oh, because I heard about the farm after you like talking about it so much. But I was like, oh, cool. But like, it was like more like you kept telling me more and more, like it just became like a regular thing for you to like dream about it. And you're just like, oh man, I had this weird dream about being at the farm or being at my dad's house. And I'm just like, I caught onto it because it was just like so often and it was so weird. And I was like, okay, do you realize that you're having these dreams so often about this specific place? Like, I think you need to like look into it more. Like, why are you having all these dreams? Like, that's weird, right? And you're like, I don't know. And each time it was like a different like scenario or like, you know, situation.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's weird. Like, there has to be a reason why you keep dreaming about being in this place again. And then now we're like living here. Like, that's crazy, right?
So like the next weird thing about it, about living in this house, like finally we moved in, blah 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 blah, you know. And then,
sorry,
you're fine.
That was a good one.
That was a good one.
But hold on, before you go on, like it's like okay, like we didn't even like acknowledge your dreams or anything at first.
Did not.
Because we were like, you know what, like fuck it, let's do it. Why the fuck not? Let's just go for it. Yeah. Whatever, we'll work on it. Like it, whatever. We'll do it. Whatever we need to do.
Yeah.
And then we moved back, and then you know, before you know it, we're just like living here in the house, and it's like, hey. Remember when you used to have dreams about this?
Oof.
And then you were just like, huh? And it's like, yeah, remember, like, let's go back a couple years and think about, like, the dreams that you used to have about being in this house and now you're living here. Like, how do you feel about that? Like, that was weird.
It was a trip. And
that shit is weird. That's crazy.
But the thing is, though, like, the dreams didn't stop, though, either.
Right.
So, like, I don't know if it was after or before that, but I just remember having more dreams about being inside this house and what it was like every single dream had this regular theme of defending this house.
Yeah.
To where it was like so like with this window that's over there's this one I was just shouting.
Ooh, look.
Ooh, Lucy's looking out the window.
That's creepy.
So
no, I
was just shouting.
Okay.
Silently.
So, real quick. As Daniel said, right out this window that's right here, our dog, one of our dogs, our biggest dog, she just like walked up to the window and she poked her head between the curtains and just like stood there and just like stared out the window. Ooh.
That was creepy. I got chills.
Ooh, that's creepy.
So I came out of like in
that's
my dream.
That's fucking creepy.
Yeah, I know, right? So out of in my dream, I came out of the window. I came out of the bedroom, ran over to his window, and I was just screaming at this figure, this dark figure, to just like leave me alone. Yeah. Not just leave me alone, but leave this place alone. Like get the fuck out of here, pretty much. But I was screaming so silently. You know how dreams work. Dreams are the worst.
Like if you try to punch somebody, it's all.
You have no superpowers in your dream. Right. Whenever you want them to work.
Yeah.
So that happened, and it did leave, and I woke up being all, oh shit. You know, that was one dream. Another dream that I had was like, it was me like, just looking outside, and I just see all these people in the yard. Like, let's like they just wanted a party. They wanted to come inside the house, and they wanted a party.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, like this is not a party house. Like, I don't know who you are. Just get out of here. Like
get out of here.
You are. I have no idea who you are. Just get out of here. And there was like a crowd of people. I'm like, I'm just trying to get all these people to leave. Like, get out of here. And another dream that I had was I was like a mafia type of person, right? Like 1920s type of deal. I just robbed a bank or something.
You're all get out of here.
And I had all this money, and they like all these cops are coming or whatever. I'm like, you know, I was telling you, I was like, no matter what happens, I'm not here. And I had like this secret cellar, and I went down below. I was like, I'll be in here for 5 years if I need to.
Oh, I remember. You know? Yeah, I remember you telling me about
and
that.
I'm just like watching like all these cops and everything like invading this place. But at the same time, like even though cops are meant to be like seen as protectors or whatever, they were still invasive.
They were dirty
in this home.
Were they dirty cops?
I don't know if they were dirty cops. But just in a way,
they were just like forcing their way in and trying to
like no matter what, it was just in a sense, outside forces were not meant to be inside of this home.
Yeah.
Moo, no, you're too young for this. You're not even 1 year old.
Aw. You hurt her feelings. Anyways, shout out to Letty. Yeah. Thank you. You're awesome. And like not even that, but like, you know, her and her husband like are coaching one of like the Powell T-ball teams.
Yeah.
That's fucking great. Like, I love that you're part of, like, the community like that. And, fuck yeah. Just cheers to Letty. To Letty.
If you guys tell us about who you're sharing our stuff with, like,
prove it.
We love that. We love.
It's like, yeah, no, we do. Like, that's really important to us, is like that the fact that you're sharing our shit with like other people, and that just goes to show how much support you have towards us, and that's honestly like all we want, is just like, we just want your support. We're gonna do our shit no matter what, even if we only get like 10 viewers per video. Like, we're still gonna do our shit, but
we ain't going nowhere,
for real. But either way, thank you guys for supporting, sharing, liking, commenting, all of that shit.
All of it. Like, you guys are awesome.
For real. We have gotten a lot of feedback from people saying like, oh man, you guys are funny, and you know, and it's like, I wouldn't necessarily like put us into like a comedy category, genre or whatever. It's just because, like, you know, sometimes we do get really serious, sometimes we argue about shit, whatever.
And we have a lot of stuff to talk about,
and it's not that, but it's like we're still just like at the beginning. We're at the very beginning.
We're at
like,
episode 5.
Exactly, and it's like, we don't even know where we're gonna end up or what we're gonna, you know what I mean? But yeah, I mean, I like that people think we're funny.
Yeah, so do
because I like being like lighthearted and funny, and you know what I mean? It's not that serious. Like, it's cool. I like that. Yeah. Like, I'm always like, whenever I'm trying to like watch something, I'm just like, what's gonna make me laugh and smile and feel good? You know what I mean? So I'm just always trying to look for like my next laugh. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like some uplifting kind of shit. And it's like, we're pretty funny, honestly. Like, I wouldn't put us like in like the comedy like genre or you know, but
we just like to have a good time.
We do.
Yeah.
And we hope you're having a good time with us too.
I hope so. I hope so.
Yeah, I really do like hearing like the feedback from people. Like, oh my god, like it's like, I love your podcast, and oh, I'm like so hooked onto it. When's your next episode? And I can't wait to see the next one. And
it's such a,
I got my best friend or like this person into it, and we can't wait to watch you guys.
Yeah,
and I love it.
It's a cool feeling to hear that. It is,
and it's like, I love whenever like people like send us like snaps of like, oh, we stay tuned in, or like, we're gonna watch your next one right now, or like, we just literally like, binged watched all of the episodes.
Yeah, because like, we're
but
and I appreciate them and I love them.
I do. I love you guys. Anyways.
All right. So anyways, this is our last shot because we have been talking our head off for a while now.
For 4 hours. Yeah. Anyways, but cheers to y'all. Cheers to you. Cheers to you, and cheers to me.
Cheers to you, cheers to me, and cheers to all of us.
I love you guys. I love every single one of you guys, and you already know that. But yeah, just
thank you for being here. And you know what?
Be safe.
Be safe. Love.
Hit us up whenever.
Be good. And you know what?
Take care of each other. Be good to each other.
We will see you guys
next Tuesday.
See you next Tuesday.
See you next Tuesday.